Hey everybody, it's John. Wanted to hop on and talk about something that we discussed in one of the community training sessions recently, and it is SuperSongs. The good, the bad, and the insanely great. So what are SuperSongs? Why are songs important? Simply enough, songs are the vehicles that drive a career. If you don't have songs, you don't have a career. So songs matter. Songs matter a lot, right? And at the same time, we're not going to talk a lot about music, but we are going to talk about how to fight for great songs, how to recognize great songs, and how to keep good songs off great recordings. Okay, you're going to make the record, you can take care of your music, but I do want to spend some time on SuperSongs. All right, so let's talk about this. A couple of SuperSongs: Don't Stop Believin', Margaritaville, Greatest Love of All, My Way, 99 Problems, Friends in Low Places, Like a Virgin, When a Man Loves a Woman, Beat It, Living on a Prayer. Okay, so what we've done is we have reverse engineered thousands of SuperSongs. These are the songs that drive 80% of the revenue for the largest companies in the world on down to independent artists as their own record labels, own publishers. Same holds true for them. They have to keep good songs off great records and fight for songs that connect to their audience. So that's what we're going to talk about here. So these are a few SuperSongs, right? So what are SuperSongs? There are songs that get recorded. There are songs that even turn into hit songs. Radio campaign, promotional campaign, management campaign. Everybody's firing all their cylinders on one song for a number of months, right? Could be 6 months to 9 months, right? Then above that are SuperSongs. These are the songs that do some very specific things and affect artists' career in some very specific ways. So let's talk about that. First up, SuperSongs often outlive the artist. These are the songs that artists are remembered for and will never be forgotten for. SuperSongs use concepts that are universal themes, right? They don't try to be clever. They don't try to be niche. They talk about universal themes that everybody and their brother can connect with. SuperSongs tell the listener's story, not just the artist's story. Okay? So they're not just trying to be coy, trying to be a paradigm wrapped in an enigma. They're telling their story through their songs and telling the artist's story and telling the audience's story. So they're telling the audience's story through their writing, okay? So does anybody know what it's like to blow off steam and have a good time? Kind of like Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss, right? Does anybody know what it's like to work long hours and hate your job? Kind of like 9 to 5 from Dolly Parton, maybe? Does anybody know what it's like to lose someone to cancer? Kind of like Live Like You Were Dying by Tim McGraw, right? These songs don't need to be explained. They don't need to be clever. They're not trying to, change the world. They're just trying to connect with their audience, right? SuperSongs don't have to be explained. SuperSongs are commonly upbeat. So let's take a look at this matrix. This is the SuperSong matrix. Here we have, I need to get that off. Hold on. So let's take a look at the SuperSong matrix here. So on the left we have time, and on the bottom we have place. Okay? Time is tempo. It's either up tempo or down tempo. Up energy or ballads, right? Another way to think about that. Place is where the song sits. Does it sit in the artist's head only? And is it hyper personal, or is it universal in theme? Okay. So quadrant 1 is the quadrant of death. It is both down tempo and personal. These are often wrist-slitting songs that are so attached to the person singing them that nobody else can relate to them. You don't want to plant your songs in this neighborhood, right? The next, an example of this is a song called In My Lonely Feeling by Journey. You've probably never heard it. I had never heard it. They're very hard to find songs in this quadrant because instinctively artists and producers know that these songs are just drudgery, right? They're hard to listen to. They're hard to produce. They're impossible to market, right? So this is an example, In My Lonely Feeling. If you have 3 minutes, Google this song. You probably won't like me for it. That's okay. All right, so let's go on to the next quadrant here. This is Q2. This is up-tempo but still personal, okay? Examples of this: Marlena on the Wall from Suzanne Vega, The Temples of the Sphinx by Rush, Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria, okay? These songs have more of a lifespan because they're up-tempo, but they're still kind of tethered to only the artist, right? Not saying they're not good songs. Some of these are even great songs, but their audience is limited because of the personal timestamp of where they sit. They only can kind of make sense for the artist only, maybe some other people, but they're primarily for the artist, right? Quadrant 3 songs are over here. They are universal but down tempo. These are ballads. Live Like You Were Dying, Tim McGraw. Friends in Low Places, Garth Brooks, more of a mid-up song. When a Man Loves a Woman, Percy Sledge, right? And it's important to say that songs over here on the right of this matrix drive 80% of the revenue for the largest publishing and record companies in the world. So that's important to know, because as you have a limited number of time to spend writing songs, you definitely want to develop the skill and the muscle and the discipline to, I don't want to say only write songs from the right side here, but you want to be able to only write songs on the right side here. You don't want to write songs from the left side of this quadrant, okay? Your time's limited, your time's expensive, and your time is valuable. So you want to learn to plant your songs in the right neighborhood. All right, and up here, the super song quadrant. This is very important. This is where all the super songs live. These are the songs that make everybody money. Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, Like a Virgin, 99 Problems, Don't Stop Believin', 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. This is the super song quadrant. And if you are fortunate to write songs in this place over time, these songs are 80%. They drive 80% of the revenue. They will drive 80% of the revenue for yourself and for the people around you. So it's important to plant your songs. If you could build the muscle and the discipline to write your songs in this quadrant, it will pay dividends. All right, so let's look at a case study here. This is from the Fuller training, where we have a journey case study. And this is a pattern that everybody kind of goes through. This is Journey's pattern here, but it's going to be the same for you and for the people around you. So quadrant 1 is that song In My Lonely Feeling, right? That's where all baby artists start. They'll always write songs in that quadrant, okay? And as they mature a little bit, maybe they'll go up to quadrant 2. And there's an example of a song called Homemade Love by Journey. Then if they continue to grow and they're fortunate enough to learn to write over here, there's a song called Open Arms that is an example of Journey's moving into Q3, okay? And if they are super fortunate and super smart and they don't quit, you can write songs up in Q4, and this is Don't Stop Believin'. But this pattern, what we call an end pattern, is very common. You never start at Q4. You always start at Q1, and you go up to Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay, so this is a very common pattern that you'll see in a number of different trainings here. So this is something you want to be familiar with. This is something you want to expect, and this is something you want to push yourself out of Q1, out of Q2, and get over to the right side of the matrix where 80% of the revenue is generated and driven for songs that matter. Okay, so that's a quick overview of SuperSongs. We go much, much deeper in the community training, but I just want to give you kind of a tip of the iceberg, quick look at how this works and why this is important for you as your writing time is limited and you don't want to waste your swings at bat writing songs just that kind of go nowhere, right? You want to hit the target that you're aiming for, and this Q4 target is the target to plant your songs on. Okay, so I hope that helps you, and I'll see you next time.